welcome to my channel. I am the Bloody Baroness, and this is Eerie Echoes. When I was in my early teens, my dad would drag us to Kentucky every chance he got. 10 hours each way. It seemed to me most of our trip was driving. Finally, we would arrive at my Aunt Lanie's home. God, I love her. She had 9 kids. My cousin Ronnie decided that he would tell us about an urban legend called the Devil Lady of Trace Licking Hollow, or Holler, as he liked to pronounce it. Ronnie shared with us the following. Way above the tree line lived a bitter old woman who hated everyone and everything. She was so full of hate that she started doing things to her neighbours. She took pets. When she would pass a neighbour on the road as they were walking beside the road, she would try to take a swipe at them. As this old woman got older, she started looking into people's windows, scaring everyone, but she would always disappear by the time any of the family would come out of their house. The one family had had enough. The father grabbed his hunting rifle and made a hike up the ridge where the old lady lived. When he entered the property, something was not right. It was too quiet. Then he saw her laying out in the middle of her small garden, dead. Dead for a very long time. How could she still be terrorizing the whole hillside? He also told me to stay away from the window in the deepest part of the night. I said okay, thinking it was just a ploy to get me to go to sleep. And not get out of bed. You see, I'm a night owl. My mother says I have been that way since I was in her womb. So I walk upstairs and get into bed, and I cannot go to sleep. I start reading a book that I bought. The last chimes I remember were 3. I turned over and looked towards the window, and I freeze there. There in the second floor bedroom window was this hideous face. Matted long hair, skin so thin that some was there and some just wasn't. Red eyes, yellow teeth, and on that hag's head were horns. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do. I threw the blankets over my head and just kept praying the old hag would go away. The next morning I came down for breakfast, and my aunt looked at me and said, "How did you sleep?" I said, "Okay, I guess." And when my aunt left the room, my cousin Ronnie looks at me and says, "Buffy, she always knows what's going on in her holler."